Now, previous class we studied the requirement estimation up to waterfalls models. Two waterfall models are over. Now the next waterfall model is prototype life cycle model, software requirement estimation. First class is over. This is second class. Now we discuss about the prototype life cycle model. The prototype life cycle model, that is of different phases are there, like initial requirements gathering, and then quick design, and then prototype development, evaluation of prototype, refined requirements. These are different phases. The user has to provide the feedback and redefine the requirements. Here in this model, user has to provide the feedback and redefine the requirements. User has to redefine the requirements in this one. As a result, the degree of chances of misunderstanding are considerably reduced. Yet they prefer the users for the changing of requirements. The model is like initial requirements, and then quick design, and then prototype development. First we take the requirements and then we design the model, and this one we develop the prototype and evaluate the prototype and then redefine the requirements. Like that, like this cycle will be follows. So in this cycle model, this working prototype of the is created based on the initial requirements. First the prototype is created based on the initial requirements gathered from the user, and the quick design is done. Then the prototype serves the basic discussion with the users and help to define the requirements of the software system is being made. Here we define the requirements. Now the prototype lifecycle model. This prototype is further refined to create the actual target of the software computer. So this model has some advantages and disadvantages. The advantages are users are unable to specify their requirements, have no previous knowledge or experience of computers, therefore they are unable to investigate the features as they need. If the users are unable to specify the requirements, so they are not able to specify like that. The proposed system is expected to have considerable user interface. The development environment supports the quick creation of the prototype. It has complex algorithms and outputs that need to be redefined, and it has some disadvantages also there. Users on seeing the working prototype expecting the actual system to be ready soon after. Next one is incremental life cycle model. Incremental life cycle model. Next one is In this model there are some different phases are there till the all requirements are met. Here we seen the different increments for the life cycle. In very large systems, users are typically do not want to wait for the years. In big computers, big project systems, user do not want to wait for the years before they see the whole system how the cycle going on. The incremental life cycle model shown in the one in the see in the figure. The phases are out for the deliveries by increments after an initial information strategy planning. Here the first increment is the core product, most important functionality of the system. Each further increment modifies a product is provide the further functionality features evolutionary approach. This incremental life cycle model is they have some different increments is there. In the first increment we take the 4 6 phases, then second increment also we take the 6 phases like requirements design, constructing, testing and deployment and maintenance. And the requirement like that three designs are there. Here the main topic is the delivery, the main outcome delivery comes by the other increments after the strategy planning. Further increment modify the product. After the every increment the product will be modified and provide the further functionality and features. New features are added for the product and new functionality will be added for every increment in an evolutionary approach like next evaluation like that. It has advantages: early delivery of pods of functionality for use, feedback from the live usage of the delivered increments. Feedback can be used to prevent similar issues in later deliveries. Staged cache flows, both organization and software organization. High priority features are incorporated in each deliveries and gold plating is reduced. For each deliveries, high priority features are incorporated and gold plating is reduced here. Reprioritization is possible. Some disadvantages here: total development costs are higher. Here development cost is higher. Total time period for the delivery of the entire functionality is higher. Time period is higher, delivery cost is higher, and planning of the delivery increments is critical to the success. So next model is rapid application development model, RAD model. Next, so the classic waterfall model has a disadvantage of taking too long, can also resolve by using. So waterfall model with this one, it takes long time to deliver the product. What is the disadvantage is we take the rapid application development model. Here the requirement, here the required system is to be modularized into small applications. Here we divide the program into small applications. Such a development of each application can be completed in a small time frame for 3 4 months. Executing the project using a RAD approach requires creation of RAD team to handle the each identified application, possible for only projects where such modelizing is possible and meaningful. So for this execution of this RAD requires the RAD team is there. We require the RAD team to handle the application, possible for only for projects where such modularizing possible and meaningful. This technique is relevant for the environment for the fast development tools like 4GL, fourth generation languages, and reuse of software components is possible. Performance fine tuning, this model executed together also to be required. RAD is not suitable where the models have heavy instruction. Take this model, take a figure. The RAD team executes the software development in 4 phases, namely requirement planning, user design, construction, and cutting over. The typical activities is need for the 4 phases. 4 phases are like this. There are 4 phases of different applications. The 4 phases are requirement planning, user design, construction, and cutover. For these 4 phases, we can divide the project into applications. Each application can carry the team. We divide the application carried by the team. Now we explain about the different phases. First phase is requirement planning phase. So in the requirement planning phase, we plan the requirements like end users and developers form joint application development team, participate in the workshop where they review the RAD methodology and prepare for the next phase. End users and developers understand the boundaries of the application and the problem they are trying to solve. Here the interaction between the end users and the application developers. According to this, they plan the requirements. Next one is user design phase. In this one, this consists of gathering high level and detailed requirement followed by information system user design phase. Here we design the project. This consists of gathering high level and detailed requirements followed by the requirements are followed by the information system like software modeling and customer review. Development and prototyping tools are identified and assembled. Here prototype is developed, evaluated, and modified till everyone agrees the prototype fulfills the user needs. This has a user defined phase. Next one is construction phase. Here we design the prototype and development like this one. Next one is construction phase. The developer redefine the prototype to create the production version of the system. This include the addition of the missing validations like calculations, processing, interfaces, user manual, and the document required to maintain the system is developed on this phase. This phase has a construction phase. In this one, include the addition of the missing validations and calculations and processing and interfaces. Manuals and documentation are required. We add those. We include these all these things in the construction phase. The design phase, we use the software like developing and prototyping. And the construction phase, we add the methods, include the methods like calculations, processing, interfaces, all these things. Next, cut over phase, it involves the installation of the new system after testing. Here the testing is done. So testing of the system with the real data. The phase does not differ greatly from the deployment phase of the waterfall life cycle, but it may be somewhat easier and less descriptive because of prior user involvement and continual testing of the system prototype during the earlier phases. It has the installation of the new after testing. In this phase, we test the total system with the real data, real environment. So in this phase, total testing can be done. So this phase has some advantages. It reduces the amount of time to develop the database applications that have the extensive user interface, and user participate in testing and development of the and development becomes iterative process of the redefining successive versions of the application. Here the advantages are reduces the amount of time to develop the database applications, and then user participate in testing. The testing phase, user can be participate here, and the development phase, it become iterative process of the redefining successive versions of application. Here the RAD facilitates a communication so developers can build the better application faster. Some disadvantages also there. These are, it is difficult to achieve the consistency between the application developers by the different teams. Consistency can be difficult with team to applications, like design and coding standards are difficult to implement and often ignored. Design and coding is difficult. System developed using a approach tend to be inefficient and weak. So these are some disadvantages. So next model is spiral life cycle model. Spiral life cycle model here. Now we discuss about the spiral life cycle model. So here this is the another life cycle model. This has been proposed by the spiral model developed by the Barry Boehm. This model emphasizes the continuous reassessment of the plans and risks and combines the iterative and sequential approach. Here the number of tasks, regions, the spiral life cycle model. We have the number of tasks. Here task regions have been developed here. The spiral nature in this model has successive iterations. It results the more completely engineered product. Here the iterations are going on. It results the engineered product, completely engineered product. The iterations are the initial towards the completion, that is towards completion. Here the risk analysis is going on, and then engineering is going, planning is going on based on the feedback of the customer. Evaluation of the customer is going on. The spiral model has a particularly relevant to the realities of the software development because of the continuous emphasis of the risk analysis. This model combines the advantages of the prototyping and product evaluation while keeping the change in the risk in view. This model has particularly relevant to realities of the software development. Continuous emphasis on the risk analysis. This has advantages of prototyping and product evaluation while keeping the changing the risk in the view. Here the prototyping is done and product evaluation is done, and here the users and developers are uncomfortable with this model as they are unable to predict the system will cost when it can be completed. While the task regions used may vary depending upon the project and and circumstances, one of the task regions essentially risk assessment. The spiral model has a 4 task regions here. The 4 regions are there: risk analysis region and engineering region and evaluation of customer toward the completion. This region is there, and based on the feedback customer planning is there. Like that iterations is going on, the product will be engineered on this one. Here the advantages are: risk analysis is the integral part of the life cycle and performed every spiral, leading with the increasing confidence of the project. Risk is nothing but if in this project if any risk is going on, we rectify that risk by the iterations. The model is flexible and can be tailored for the variety of situations such as the reuse, component based development and prototyping. This is flexible model for the variety of situations, reuse, component based development and prototyping. So in this way this all life cycle models are completed. So next we discuss about the what is software project. What is software project now? Since we are looking for the requirements engineering and estimation in the context of the software project. It is essential for us to define the term. Projects are essentially not routine planned set of activities set up to achieve the well defined objective in a specified time frame using the set of allocated resources. This project has a not it is a planned set of activities and set up to achieve the well defined objective. To achieve the object, we set up the different activities in a specified time frame using the set of allocated resources. We use the resources and plan set of activities and then set up the well defined objective, set up to achieve the objective. In the similar matters, the characteristics of projects are like this the project has a clearly stated objectives are there, needs and or requirements are there. Clearly stated objectives, needs and requirements. And next one is it has a specified time frame in terms of the start and end date. Project has a specified time frame in terms of start and end date, and it has to be completed within a set of allocated resources and budgets, and it has clear completion and acceptance criteria, and it is the responsibility of the project manager. And here the every project is started for some purpose. Clarity of the objectives and requirements is therefore essential for the starting project. For starting project, the clarity of objective and clarity of the requirements are essential. For the research projects where the end product is not known, like research projects are there, for this one end product is not known. Have the clarity stated goal or hypothesis to prove or disprove. For this one we have the clarity stated goal is there, and clear completion and acceptance criteria are required to be able to confirm the end of the project, and the project has to be executed within the budget and time frame, and it's supported by unlimited resource and not considered by any time limit. If any time limit is not there, the result that has not result much output like this one. For this one we have to keep the time limit. So for the limited set of resources and limited budget, these have to be also executed. These are specified in terms of money, in terms of resources like people, machinery, software and training. So mainly software project management essentially consists of the six main functions. It has the six main functions: planning, organizing, staffing and leading. Here the project defines or defined along with the plan and can achieve the defined project activities. Can achieve the defined project activities. Here the project management planning policy can be done by project objectives are defined. Here the objectives are defined along with the plan and can achieve the project objectives. And organizing process, in this one we establish the structure, role, responsibilities to meet the project objectives. For this one we establish the structure, role and responsibilities. The organizing phase, we establish the structure, role and responsibilities. The staffing, in the staffing we involve the placing the persons are suitable, the suitable skills in the project structure for execution of the project activities and providing the necessary training. For this one staffing, it involves the placing the persons with the suitable skills for according to the that project. We place the persons for the suitable skills in the project structure for execution of the project activities are providing for the necessary training. For necessary training they provide some activities. Next one is leading. The project manager has to be motivate the influence the project team. Project manager motivate and influence the project team to obtain the required performance. Here the leading is project manager, like that planning, organizing, staffing, leading. Controlling and coordinating, there are other two phases are there. Controlling is nothing but execution needs to be measured against the plan so that corrective actions can be taken well in time. Controlling nothing but execution needs to be measured against the plan so that corrective actions can be well in time. Yeah. Next, coordinating. Here ongoing communication between the all affected parties need to be maintained and the project related efforts need to be coordinated to meet the project objectives. Here coordinating is nothing but ongoing communication between the all affected parties need to be maintained and their project related efforts need to be coordinated. Coordinate with the project related efforts to meet the project objectives. Controlling nothing but corrective actions. So like that different phases are there. Here for project, for software project the phases are planning, organizing, staffing, leading, controlling, coordinating. Coordinating to meet the project objectives. Communication between the affected parties. So managing software projects is therefore different in following ways. There are some different ways of managing software project. Software professionals are not always trained and disciplined in playing the role they trade. Customers are even less aware of the realities of the what they're going to build. Software system will serve the intended purpose. So software project management here managed by the software professionals and the customers. Customers are typically unable to picture what they want from the system. For less specified, software professionals are, on the other hand, not usually conversant enough with the customer domain of the operation and therefore cannot extract the detailed requirements from the customer. Compare the two scenarios, one for the building a bridge, one for the building the software product. So here the basic management skills are essentially same. For example, project team has a organized and motivated and managed. Here the continuous interaction is required between the project team and other groups. The project scope has to be understood and requirements has to be gathered, analyzed, document and reviewed. The project has to be planned in terms of how the activities to be executed. Project cost and schedule have to be kept in control. Quality and intermediate final products has to be checked. Yeah. So next class we discuss about the management activities in the software project. This one, the project startup is there, estimation is there, requirement managing, project planning, execution, and organization process orientation can be done. Requirement engineering class is going on. Software estimation is there. Here size estimation is there, cost estimate, schedule estimate. All topics we discuss in the next class. Subscribe to my channel Technology Education by PVK.